Yes, ma. Start. Start.
Okay. To acquire knowledge, one must study, but to acquire wisdom, one must observe. A very good evening to the esteemed guests and faculties present here. The Department of Accounting and Finance at SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Ramapuram, is pleased to present a comprehensive national level 3-week research methodology course. This course is meticulously designed to provide participants with essential knowledge and skills in research techniques, empowering them to conduct high-quality academic and industry-oriented research. The program targets academicians, research scholars, professions, and students who aspire to enhance their research capabilities in the fields of finance, accounting, and allied disciplines. Let's commence this session with Tamil Taivarthu. I request everyone present here to switch off their cameras and microphones. Thank you. I request Dr. Alamelu ma'am to introduce the guests for the session.
Okay, good evening. It's my privilege and honor to introduce today's chief guest, Dr. G.M. Vinodini ma'am. She is an assistant professor working in SDNB Vaishnav College for Women, Cronpit. She has been a student advisor and a coordinator for various certificate courses from NSC. She has been handling classes for professional courses like CMA and ACS. Her subject normally she used to take is financial accounting, management accounting, cost accounting, law subjects, and economics. She has also assisted the training and placement for the students of various batches. She has also actively involved herself in an extracurricular activities, and her skills are management accounting, cost accounting, financial management, company law, and she also possesses the computing skills of Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, SlideShare, SPSS software, and Tally Prime. She has done a certificate course on National Stock Exchange on the concept of fundamentals of capital markets module and fundamentals of research analysis. She is effective at challenging students to expand their knowledge and teaching beyond the basics of subject matter for deeper understanding of concepts and for their future success. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting our invite. The stage is yours, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Share the screen, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Good evening to one and all present here. I thank our SRM management for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Let us all begin with today's session. Today we are going to discuss about data collection in research. So first we will be seeing what do you mean by data collection. Data collection is a term used to describe a process of preparing and collecting the data. It is also a systematic gathering of data for a particular purpose from various sources that is systematically observed, recorded, and organized. These data are the basic input to any decision making process in business. See, we all know for doing a research in any field, whether it is in a science or a marketing or in a finance or a medical field, we need some data to analyze. So the data is nothing but we know it is an information which is collected for our research study. It is a systematic gathering of data because with the collected information, what we'll do, we just take some, it is used for taking some decision or to analyze for our research study, and we can compare the result.
Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I continue, ma'am? Okay.
Actually, the voice was not audible suddenly. Ah,
Okay. Okay.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You continue,
Okay.
ma'am.
Fine.
Continue.
Okay. Thank you. Next, we will be discussing about what is the purpose of collecting the data. The purpose of data collection is to get obtain information and to keep a record and to make certain decision about various issues, and that is also used for passing the information from one person to another person. So here the main purpose of collecting the data is to, as I said, we can gather the information for analysis and for decision making, and sometimes it helps to solve the problems. It is also used as a evidence, and sometimes we can share information to others because whatever we data what we are collecting, it is not used by ourselves. It will be shared to someone else, and sometimes it acts as a evidence. We can use as a evidence. Next comes collection of.
Ma'am, voice is not audible.
My mic is on only. Is it audible, ma'am?
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
yes.
Because
Okay.
suddenly there was a silence in between. Ah,
Okay. Yeah, I just I think there is no error in my part. Is it audible, ma'am?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Continue, ma'am. Continue.
Okay, thank you. So next comes, um, so as I said, there are two different types of data. The first one is the data is classified into two type. One is primary data, the other one is secondary data. So primary data is nothing but the data is collected for the first time. Okay, it can be through an interview or by framing a question or collecting the information in a survey basis. So that we call it as a primary data. And next is a next we can collect the data through a secondary one. So secondary is nothing but the data which is already collected by someone else. We can just refer those data. So here, in case of secondary data, we can say government records, or we can refer any websites. So these and all, it is not a fresh data, so it is already collected by someone else. We are hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Okay, thank you. Ma'am, can you
Uh,
hear me right?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Continue, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Continue. Uh,
Okay, fine. So in case of qualitative data, it is subdivided into various groups. They are focus group, individual interview, human observation, and a case study. Whereas in case of quantitative data, it is further subdivided into survey method and an experiment method. So today we will be discussing in later. And now first we start with the qualitative data. So first comes questionnaire. Okay. So as we know, questionnaire is a set of question which has been prepared to ask a number of questions and collect answer from respondents relating to a research topic. A number of question which is usually printed in an electronic or a electronic form are to be
ma'am, not able to hear your voice, ma'am.
ma'am. Is it okay, ma'am? Can you able to hear now?
Ma'am, now okay, ma'am, but
Ah,
often it goes, your voice is not audible for
oh,
everyone.
okay. Okay. Shall I proceed, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Now I'm able to hear.
But off late it is just Not able to hear, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Next comes. It is a next is cafeteria question. So here you can choose more than one option that is closely related to your views. So next is a rank order question. So here you will be ranking the question from most favorable to the least favorable. I have just given an example. What is according to you most important for your life? Rank from most favorable to the least favorable. So what can be the view? It differs from person to person. So some may rank according to your view from some may given for money you will be giving for number one ranking. For education you will be giving number three, and for health you will be giving number two. So you have to rank the question according to your view. So that type of question we call it as a rank order question. Next comes rating question. So here what you are going to see, it is more or less same as that of the rank order question, but here you will be just
Ma'am, again, your voice is not audible, ma'am.
next comes second one is interview. Next one is yes ma'am. Can you hear? Okay. Second one is interview. So in this method, the interviewer personally meets the information and asks the necessary questions to them regarding their subject of inquiry. So it is usually a part of questions or a questionnaire is carried by him, and questions are also according to that. So it is also another method of data collection in which what the interviewer will do, the interviewer will just ask the question to another person. Either it can be a face to face communication, or through another mode like they can get the interview like in a telephone or through a Google Meet, etc. Okay, so this is a second type of data collection through a interview. So there are many types of interviewer which we will be discussing one by one. The first one is structured interview. Okay, so first one is structured interview. So it is nothing but in this type of interviewer, it is a well structured one, well structured question, because the order which are decided in advance according to the information needed. So whatever the questions we have to ask in the question in an interview, those questions are decided in advance by the interviewer, and it is asked in the interview. That type of question we call it as a structured interview. Next one is unstructured interview. So here the questions are not decided in advance, but it is just a conversation between the interviewer and the interview. Uh, uh, and one of the major advantage of the unstructured question is nothing but it builds the friendly relationship with the respondent to get more information, because the questions are not framed in a advance. They can choose their own questions, and they can conversate with the interviewer, and they can get more information. Next is a group interview. So in this type of group interview, what the interview will do, the candidates and the respondents are interviewed at the same time. So it is nothing but it is same as that of the group discussion interview. Okay. And next is a semi structured interview. So in this type of interviewer, what they will do, it is a combination of both structured and the unstructured one. So as I said, structured is nothing but the questions are already decided in advance by the interviewer, and in case of unstructured questionnaire, the researcher just frame the question and they does not follow any order. If say for example the questionnaire is the interviewer is framed 10 questions, they will not follow any order. They will just pick randomly and they will ask the respondent. So that we call it as a semi structured interview. Next comes it is a focus group interview. Focus group interview is nothing but it brings a group of individual to answer the question on a topic of your own interest. Okay, so the interviewer will give any particular type of topic. So that topic the respondent has to talk about the particular topic, say for example 10 minutes or in a 10 line. So in case of focus group, this in type of interview, it examines the body language of the respondents, because we are giving the topic on the spot. So it generally we can able to judge their skills or their potential and instant knowledge, because the topic is given only in on the spot. Okay, so out of the topic the respondent will be asked to talk about few lines. That we call it as a focus group interview. Okay, the next one is observation method. So in case observation method is nothing but in simple we just say in case of observation method, it just uses the eyes rather than ears and voice, because observation is nothing but we just observe the things around us. Okay, so in this method mainly the behavior is observed. Okay, we cannot able to hear what others say, or we cannot able to talk. We just observe through their we in our naked eye. Okay, so here the social responsibility of the participant are observed mainly. Okay, it is just like gathering the data by watching the behavior and event. Okay, so that's why I have given the major uses of observation method. It helps to understand the process and situation around us, because we are observing the things around us, so we can easily understand what are all happening around uh, our things. Next, it helps to gather the data by the individual, and we can able to interaction between the people, because we are observing and we are just responding to what others people say. Next, it helps to know about the physical settings. Next, it is important tool in a data collection. Next one, same way as we have seen, there are many types of interview method. Next comes there are many types of observation method, which are as follows. The first one is structured observation. Second one is unstructured observation. Then participant observation and non-participant observation. In case of structured observation, it is nothing but one or more researcher are involved to observe the event, participate, uh, or they will count what or how the event has occurred. Okay, so the researcher will observe in a numerical categories. Okay, I will just give an example. In case of swimming pool competition, the performance will be observed by the panel of the judges. Okay, they will just have an event. They will just what they will just plan in advance what are the event we are going to conduct, and the part how we will be judging how many participants are enrolled for that particular event, and the event starts. So here it is observed by a group of panel member, that we call it as a structured observation. They follow certain rules in conducting the event, that we call it as a structured observation. They will follow some pattern and rules and regulation for that game. And in case of unstructured observation, so here the researcher will observe the behavior and event without any predetermined framework. They will not just have certain rules and regulation. They will just observe certain things what the participants are doing. Okay, that we call it as a unstructured observation. They will not follow any order of conducting the event. Next one is participant observation. So as the name suggests, participant is nothing but the person who are participating in the group with or without knowing that they are observed. Okay, say for example you are talking to someone else but you are watched by other one, but we may not know that we are watched by someone else. Okay, that we call it as a participant observation. Okay, we without knowing that we are observed, that's all, that we call it as a participant observation. So next one is non-participant observation. So here the researcher will not participate in the activities. Okay, next one is next type of tool is focus group. So in case of it is a moderator keeps sets. It is if for a homogeneous group, usually it consists of less than 15 people. Okay, so if, for example, if you are dealing with a topic, or if you are discussing a topic, it will not be for a large number of group. Only a particular person will be focused, say for a minimum amount, a minimum required person, say for example between 20 to 10, or from or minimum 5 people or 10 people. Okay, it will not be in a huge respondent. Okay, it will be on a numerous that is small group. Okay, so for that we call it as a focus group. These focus group session may be recorded using a audio or a video. The session, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Your prowess and insights are truly illuminating. Gratitude can transform common days into Thanksgiving, turn on turn routine jobs into joy, and change ordinary opportunities into blessings. I request Pratiksha ma'am to propose the word of thanks.
Good evening to one and all present here. As we mark to the end of today's session, I extend my grateful gratitude to Dr. Vinodini Ma'am, Department of Commerce, SDNV Vaishnava College. Your presence in this enlightening occasion and your perception was truly valuable. I extend my cordial gratitude to our program coordinator, Dr. V. Deepa Ma'am, for instigating this conclave. I thank our HOD, Dr. Chitra Srinivasan Ma'am, VP Admin and Academic Sirs, and our dean sir for their support in this organizing this interesting 3 weeks research methodology course. And I finally thank all research scholar and faculties for with their involvement. This session is a grand success. Once again, I thank you all for your presence and for your dedication today. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
We are at the end of the session. The Department of Accounting and Finance at SRM Brahmapuram once again reaffirms its commitment to nurturing a robust research culture that aligns with global standards. I thank everyone who has participated for their time and dedication in attending this conference. Thank you.